You may have watched the short and something landed. And maybe it was the moment we talked about confessing to things you didn't do, or the way you read a room before anyone else even knows the temperature shifted. This video isn't a recap of the scapegoat role, but it's an invitation to understand why you do what you do. And more importantly, what happens when you stop believing the story your family wrote about you? Every family has a shadow: unprocessed grief, unmet needs, generational wounds, the parent's own rage at their parent. The system can't hold all of it, so it gets distributed. And the scapegoat, that's the child the family needed to pour it into. It's not random. Birth order matters, temperament matters, but mostly it's timing. You were the sensitive one, or the defiant one, or you arrived when the system was already fragile. Maybe you reminded a parent of someone they resented. Maybe you were too much yourself too early, too loud, too curious, too honest. And the system read that as a threat. So the family made a deal with itself, conscious or not. We'll know where to put the feeling we can't process. We'll have someone to blame. And that person will learn very young that their existence is the problem. Here's what it looks like now. You walk into a room, and before anything's even happened, you're scanning. Whose mood shifted? When does this become my fault? You're so practiced at reading the room that people think you're empathetic, and you are. But there's a difference between empathy and hypervigilance. Empathy says, I feel you. But hypervigilance says, I'm responsible for your feeling. And in relationships, you apologize before you've done anything wrong. You confess to things that you didn't do, because the faster you take the blame, the faster the conflict ends. And that works for about 20 minutes. Then you're right back in it. Because the system doesn't want resolution. It wants a place to put your feeling. You attract people who blame easily, critical partners, people with hair trigger rage, and you stay. Because leaving feels like proof that you were the problem. Because loyalty, even to someone who doesn't deserve it, is the only currency you've learned to trust. Your nervous system has learned one language. I am the reason this is broken. Your internal compass got scrambled early and never got recalibrated. You're actually sharp, scarily sharp, at reading what's really happening in a system. You see the patterns. You understand dynamics, but you filter everything through one question. What did I do wrong? So your accuracy gets hijacked by your blame. You see something true and immediately twist it into evidence against yourself. And there's a particular cruelty in this. The people around you often confirm your reading. Yes, you're the problem. Yes, it's your fault. It feels like validation of your discernment when it's actually confirmation of the scapegoating. Your compass points true, but you've learned to read it upside down. The external perception, the way you read other people, now that's often brilliant. But only moves in one direction, and that's toward understanding what you did to cause it. Scapegoats usually live in a rhythm between fight and fawn. Fawn is the default. Absorb the blame, smooth the waters, make yourself smaller. But the fawn response only works until it doesn't. Then comes the fight. The moment you snap and defend yourself or set the record straight, refuse to be erased. And that moment feels like proof that you are the problem, so you cycle back to fawn. The gift inside both, it's the willingness to go to war for someone you love, and the capacity to hold space for complexity without needing someone to be all bad or all good. When that's working for you instead of against you, it's not apology. It's fierce protection of what matters. So, what starts to shift when you stop believing you're the problem? It's not a flip, and it's not one day you wake up and it's all absolved. It's quieter than that. It's noticing in the middle of an old pattern that your nervous system offered you the blame and you watched it pass like a thought instead of a fact. It's staying in a conversation just 3 minutes longer than you used to because you didn't rush to confess something that you didn't do. It's the strange relief of someone accusing you and your body not immediately contracting into, yes, that's right, I'm sorry. It's the possibility that you might be loyal to people who actually deserve it, that your sharpness can point toward truth instead of guilt. The scapegoat who stops accepting the role doesn't become someone else. They become themselves, the person underneath the blame, the one who was always there, reading the room, holding the space, and loving fiercely. They just get to keep the gifts and set down the story.